let's move into the other big panel, and that is the Walt Disney Pictures movie panel, not Disney Plus. So let's start off with Marvel. So Marvel was alright. I mean, they kind of said the obvious that I thought they were gonna announce Guardians 3, which we already know is coming. I thought they were gonna announce Captain Marvel 2, which is gonna come. And am I missing one? No, and I think that's it. But they did announce Black Panther 2, however. Duh. It's coming March 2022, obviously directed by Ryan Coogler. And literally, I mean, what was the point? To be honest, I don't even see what the point of this was. I mean, they told us nothing. Literally nothing. I mean, what I heard is that Kevin Feige asked Ryan Coogler, should we show him what the title is going to be? No. Should we show him what the villain's going to be? No. What a great panel, everybody. Oh my god, that was fantastic. That was truly epic. I mean, it's like, really? Really? But whatever. But then they showed some Black Widow footage, and I heard that she has a sister, which I did not know about. So, I mean, not real life, but basically she has a sister in this movie, and I'm thinking, like, what if she's the new Black Widow? Or where has she been? Because in Endgame, when Black Widow dies, and I think Cap asks Hulk, because I just saw the movie, so I remember it very well. And Cap asks Hulk, he's like, oh, does she have any family? He's like, no, just us. Oh, no, Hulk asks Cap, actually. And he's like, no, it was just us. So I wonder where she was. I'm sure she's, like, undercover somewhere, so maybe she can be the new Black Widow. So we'll definitely see about that. I hear it feels more like a spy thriller movie. And you definitely had that from Winter Soldier, and I'm sure you get that again. So you got a lot of spy thriller going around, from the Cassian Andor series we already had one with Winter Soldier and now the Black Widow movie, so pretty cool. And so that's Black Widow, and then the Eternals. So Jon Snow and Robb Stark are re-teaming in the movie. Yeah, the Stark brothers are back, baby. So obviously Kit Harington was rumored the day before. Oh, maybe he's Moon Knight. Or he's obviously not, because now he's in the Eternals. And right now the Eternals just has a great cast going around. But I mean, other than that, nothing else really big. So that's pretty much it for Marvel. So now let's head into a galaxy far, far away by the name of Star Wars. That is right, folks. Let's talk about Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. So the poster came out, and my jaw dropped, because this poster is awesome. I get the complaints that it looks cartoonish, but I don't care, because this poster is fantastic. I mean, Palpatine does look a bit cartoonish, but my god, it looks so good. This is something I'd buy and hang up. That poster looks phenomenal, and I hope I get my hands on it, because it just looks so good. Now, they showed some footage at Rise of Skywalker at the Star Wars section, and I hear that Rey they show a clip of Rey holding a double-edged lightsaber that's red. A red double-edged lightsaber, wearing a dark side cloak. A Darth Maul lightsaber wearing a dark sided cloak. That is absolutely exciting. Absolutely excited. I started jumping up and down, because that sounds awesome. Now, this can be the same situation that we had Last Jedi, where we saw Rey holding Kylo Ren's lightsaber, but obviously it didn't really hint at anything. Now, some people are like, oh, she's probably going to go to the dark side. There's obviously been those rumors. I don't think she will, but if she does, that'll be ballsy. I would applaud J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy for allowing that. I mean, I give a higher chance of Kylo Ren staying in the dark side than Rey transforming into the dark side. I mean, if she does, I applaud Lucasfilm for just how ballsy that move is. And I mean, that would be cool. And the poster, and I hear the footage also basically puts a stamp on the fact that Palpatine is gonna have a heavy mark on this film, which Sounds pretty good. It sounds pretty good to me, so I cannot wait for The Rise of Skywalker. I mean, I'm just going to be crying throughout the whole movie. I mean, you got Billy D coming back. I hear the action is going to be great. I heard that there's like 50 Star Destroyers like coming in against a rebel fleet, a resistance fleet, and that's it. That's it. That is just a drop the mic moment. I am so excited for Rise of Skywalker. Oh my god, it's just great to be a Star Wars fan right now. I mean, after Last Jedi and Solo, you feel the good force coming back. You feel the light. You feel the light. It feels like the end. I feel like if Mandalorian turns out to be great and Rise of Skywalker turns out to be great, it's going to be like the end of Return of the Jedi where everybody's just celebrating. That's what it's going to be. Now, that's Star Wars. Now, let's head on to Pixar. So, with Pixar, they have a new movie coming out with Onward that stars Tom Holland and Chris Pratt. So, they didn't talk about Spider-Man at all. I know this is not Pixar related, but you'll see. So, this is not, so, they did not hint at Spider-Man, the drama happening. And at the end, because Tom Holland and Chris Pratt came out, and when they were walking out, Tom Holland was just like, I love you 3000. He's like, I know it's been a tough week, but I love you 3000. I thought that was a really cool comment for him to make. And so they showed footage of Onward, and I hear it's really good. So that's awesome to hear, but that's kind of it because, I mean, I have no clue. However, I hear the synopsis is basically, so Tom Holland plays the younger brother and Chris Pratt plays the older brother. And their dad died before Tom Holland's character was born, and Chris Pratt's character was like a toddler or something like that. And basically, the dad gave, I believe, Chris Pratt's character something that for him to keep until they turn 16, and it basically brings their dad back from the dead. So for one day to spend with Tom Holland's character and Chris Pratt's character, and I thought the synopsis was really cool. And basically they encounter a problem where like it's just half of him and they don't know how to get the other half of his body out, which is like crazy, but I'm definitely curious because it's Pixar. Obviously I'm excited. They haven't disappointed. I mean, except for those two Cars movies, and I didn't see Brave, but other than that, I mean, Pixar doesn't disappoint. They don't kid around here. They don't get around here. It's not rainbows and sunshines. It's real stuff. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for Onward. They talked about their other upcoming film called Soul, and the cast. I mean, you have Jamie Foxx in there. Who else do you have in there? You got, I believe, Jamie Foxx and a couple of other people that I can't bring up at the moment. So basically, the premise of this, so it's basically about Joe, a middle school band teacher who loves to play jazz, and he dreams of playing at New York's Half Note Jazz Club. And then, as he gets a lucky break, he finds himself at the fantastical U seminar where you get your traits, and he has to find his way back to Earth. I think that sounds even better than Onward. I think this sounds great. I'm sure Pixar is going to delve into themes in this movie that's just very mature themes, which is something Pixar is known for, and I'm definitely excited for it. And by the way, there's an ad on the Hollywood Reporter, because this is where I got the Soul stuff from, and it says that there's an ad that says Barry is an HBO show, so I just like to put that out there. But, so basically, Soul sounds great. I cannot wait to see this. And I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Oh, and Tina Fey, that was the other one. Tina Fey is also another voice actor, so I cannot wait to see that. So that's it for Pixar. So on to Disney animation. Oh, and by the way, they also talked about Jungle Cruise, and Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt came out, and I heard they had a good back and forth. I heard the trailers were alright. I mean, we'll see. It's not the first time that Disney developed a movie out of a ride. I mean, Pirates of the Caribbean, look how successful that was. And by the way, that first Pirates movie is phenomenal. Just like to put that out there. So, now on to the Disney animation stuff. So, the first thing that they talked about was Raya and the Last Dragon. Now, this was something nobody knew about. It's definitely an original thing. Now, let's see here. So, Raya and the Last Dragon. Let's see. Let's pull up the synopsis. So, So Raya and the Last Dragon is gonna star Casey Steele and Aquafina, which by the way I just saw The Farewell, and Aquafina was really good in that, by the way. And this movie comes out next year, November 25th of 2020, and but they showed a 3-minute clip of the movie, and it's by the synopsis that Deadline reports that it's an epic fantasy by the cultures of Southeast Asia, and the movie itself is set in a mythical land, and Raya, and it says that the footage previews show lush jungle glistening under sheets of rain and the thing just and clinging mist. That sounds very magical. And really nothing else. I mean, I heard that basically like the dragons in this mythical world used to be like a huge thing, but then they started to like go extinct until like this last dragon, which I believe is voiced by Aquafina, basically has to try and get their powers again. And I think this could be a really fun and cute Disney film, so I'm definitely excited for that. So after that, they talked about Frozen 2. Now, I like the first Frozen. I don't care if you're laughing at my face. I liked that first Frozen movie. That is right. I'll let it go forever. I really enjoyed that first Frozen movie. Now, I'm not huge on the Frozen 2 trailers. I mean, they look pretty cool. I mean, they definitely look a lot darker than the first one. And so basically, Frozen 2, I mean, they said that it will focus more on how Elsa got her powers, and more on Elsa and Anna's parents. And I think that could be really interesting. I mean, they didn't really talk much about Frozen 2. I mean, a new poster came out, and it looks good. And overall, I mean, nothing really major I had to say about Frozen 2 other than some more story details. So that's about it for Disney Animation, and that wraps it up for D23. And you know what? I think that also wraps it up for Kid Critic here on the Kid Critic Movie Podcast. And boy, did that go by fast. I mean, you had some really good stuff at D23. I mean, the Star Wars stuff was phenomenal. From The Mandalorian to Obi-Wan to Cassian Andor to obviously Star Wars Episode 9. And then you got some pretty cool Marvel announcements at the Disney Plus. You have Moon Knight, you got She-Hulk, you got Miss Marvel. I'm definitely excited for those shows. You got the other Disney Plus shows, such as the Jeff Goldblum show, the Forky show, the Monsters Inc. show. So you got a bunch of other cool stuff, and plus some of the Pixar and Disney animation stuff, like the what did I just talk about? Like Raya and the Last Dragon, like Frozen 2, like Onward, and what was the other one? And Soul was the other one. And then they also talked about some of the live action stuff, like I heard they showed some cool Mulan footage, which is pretty awesome. And you got the Jungle Cruise stuff. I heard the new photo of Cruella de Vil with Emma Stone. She looks good in that. And that's about it for D23.